Hello gents, hope you're doing well. Today I'm gonna show you how to install Minecraft HBA engine into this AK-74. We will start by removing fire selector. If the screw holding down your fire selector is not loose, you can help yourself with the pliers. Be gentle and try not to scratch the surface. When it's loose, you can simply unscrew it by your fingers. Remember to put your parts one by one in order. This will greatly help you later on to put everything back together. Gently wiggle out the selector to get it out from the receiver. We will remove now the bolt carrier. We will have to move the top gearbox plate, so grab a screwdriver and push it to the front to make space for a button to be released. At this stage you will be only able to move it a few millimeters, so don't force it too much. And again, give it a little bit of wiggle and take it out. Slide back the handle to the back of the receiver and take it out through the opening. We can focus now on the pistol grip. When you will be closing the top cover, make sure to not snap the cables. Locate the bolt at the bottom of the pistol grip and unscrew it with a flat screwdriver. We can focus now on the hop-up chamber. To release it, you have to unscrew two bolts located next to the gearbox, as well two bolts hidden behind the cover and the front grip. Once relaxed, we will be able to move the hand grip to the front and get out the barrel out of it. With that out of the way, we will be able to take the gearbox out easily. It's a good idea to find a hex keys with the small arm that will fit inside the small chamber with the two hidden grab screws. As you can see, it's quite tight over there, so make sure to make a full swing from one edge of the chamber to another. It's extremely hard to reach the second grab screw from this angle, so we'll help ourselves by removing the top cover from the handguard. As you can see, it's much easier to do it right now. Grab firmly handguard and push it away from the receiver, at the same time holding the hop-up unit closer to the gearbox. Rotate the hop-up chamber and pull out the barrel from the receiver. We are ready to take out the gearbox out of the receiver. Make sure to lie it flat, otherwise all the gears from the selector will fall out on the table. Selector unit on this side of the gearbox is made out of 3 gears. We'll only use for our project the middle and the right one. However, you have to take all 3 of them in order to split the gearbox and get to the trigger. We can unscrew now all the bolts holding two halves of the gearbox together. Don't forget about the motor basket attached with 2 Phillips screws to the gearbox as well. In most cases you can split the gearbox in half by just using your hands. However, if the gears are locked in bearings, you would have to use a screwdriver to help yourself and split it. Simply push it in the gap and rotate it. You don't have to completely open the gearbox. All you have to do is to take out the trigger with all the attached parts to it from the inside. We can focus now on the HPA engine, so put the electric gearbox on the side and grab the Minecraft engine. We're gonna start with checking if the nozzle is correctly length. To do so, we're gonna relax the bolts on the gearbox shell, then we're gonna manually put the hop-up chamber against the gearbox front and check the distance between the lip of the hop-up chamber and the face of the gearbox shell. We relaxed the bolts to get the loose fit around the lip of the hop-up chamber, so it's easier to feel and spot the point at which the backing inside the chamber is pushing against the end of the nozzle. We want this gap to be no bigger than 1 or 2 millimeters. Otherwise, when all parts will be sitting tightly inside the receiver, the nozzle will be pushing too much on the backing, which can create the sealing issues and inconsistency in FPS. If you'd like to adjust the nozzle length of the engine, take off the green front end of it and relax the brass nut sitting just behind the nozzle. This will allow you to adjust the length of it freely by screwing it in and out. When it's done, use the Loctite to lock it in place. The hardest part of the installation for me is always a trigger. Make sure to have all pieces in place, and while putting it inside the gearbox shell, aim to put it 1 pin at a time. When both pins from the trigger assembly will be in the bottom half of the gearbox shell, gently put the top section of it on top of it while holding the trigger in place. The last part of the engine we have to attach is the frame of the motor. It will be used to hold the pistol grip in place. We can start putting everything back together in place. Starting with the gearbox, we are wiring in the tube through the receiver and placing it in the correct position. Again, try to lie it flat, so all the gears from the selector will not fall off. As the tube will be coming from the bottom of the pistol grip, we have to drill additional hole for it. I recommend using 6.5mm drill. Make sure to drill it in the correct place, as the pneumatic tube coming from the frame of the motor is not in the center, it's slightly off center. So in my case, I'm gonna drill it on the front right side of the bottom of the pistol grip. As you can see, at this stage we are simply following back our steps which we took to disassemble the rifle. So hopefully you have all parts lined there nicely waiting for you. Don't forget about those two small grab screws. It's a good idea to hold firmly the front towards the receiver to ensure the nice tight fit. Once we have all 4 screws in place, 2 on the hop-up chamber and 2 holding the front, we are ready to go. To help yourself with the button at the back of the cover, use some tool and push it through the hole. The last step is the fire selector. Make sure to align the notches in the lever with the corresponding pins inside the receiver. And that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.